folks. That was louder than I expected. So, we are here, and I'm going to play High Rise solo, and my screen is a little frozen. There we go, I've unstuck it now. Yeah, alright. So, technical glitches aside, we are going to play High Rise solo. So, just me against, well, I guess myself, really. Solo stream, so I don't need to wear headphones. I've turned off the air conditioner, so if I start sweating profusely, it's that, or it's because I made the game that tense. So another thing in the world of High Rise is this crop is giving me like an 80s hair look. It's really something. Anyway, Kickstarter is, High Rise is going to Kickstarter in 3 weeks for the expansion and the reprint. And if you folks have any questions about that, I would be happy to answer them. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and play a little bit of High Rise. This is my TTS mod that I've been working on, and once the campaign goes live, I'm going to make it available so you can try it. So let's go ahead and select a standard game and start. And so here is all the stuff. So let's see what we're playing with. All right, first off, I am player number 3. So let's get the other neutral moguls in here. All right, let's see what we've gotten. We've got an investment firm that helps with trading. We got a media conglomerate, which we can use to manipulate tenants to go into our own buildings. We've got an actuary firm. That's always really, really good. We've got a university. We've got a research firm. So there's going to be some easy ultraplastic. Oh, we got an extra build. The city center is going to be a little easier to get to. Oh, hey, Kat. Great to see you. Solo High Rise this time around. Hopefully I won't lose at my own game. Casino, that's always fun. Theater, construction firm, so getting a lot of construction yards will not necessarily be a bad thing. Metal importer for Aspire, lobbying firm, and the cable news channel, which in the solo game will just lose me corruption. Then we've got an observation deck. We've got a highway office, and we have a tax office. All right. Highway office is always interesting. Tax office is just going to be gaining 3 floors. Oh, I didn't know I could do that. I can change the size of my preview by hitting Option and scroll wheel. Okay, that's good to know. All right, so the way we're going to start is we have 2 neutral moguls in front of us. And I think it's easy enough. We can see the blueprints for this year over here. So the blueprint for round 1, red is important, but I can get red by jumping over here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have this do its standard blocking move and take that up. Then I'm going to take a corruption and I'm going to manipulate blue into going here, and that's going to get us an ultraplastic. So here's an ultraplastic. All right, now it's our turn, and now we've changed things. I want that actuary firm. That's a nice thing to get early on. So there's my actuary firm. And that's going to get us these, and this goes back in the bag. All right, cool. So there we go. Now it's going to be yellow's turn. Yellow's going to block this off. Do we have enough to construct? No, we don't. Well, I mean, technically, if we use the ultraplastic, but oh, we could construct the D building. That's interesting. We do have to shuffle the blueprint blockers in the solo game. All right, so do I take a corruption and build? Or do I hang on and get the ultraplastic over here? I mean, we could do both. Yeah, let's do both. Okay, so I'm going to take a corruption. We're going to go ahead and build. We're going to build the fort. Hey, anonymous cheerer, thank you for the cheer. So we're going to go ahead and build this 4th building over here. That's going to be a gray, a black, a purple, and an ultraplastic. Oh, before I forget, let's get the solo buildings out on the board. That is important. It's going to be 2 5s. It's going to be a 6. Oh, that's, sorry, 3 5s. I beg your pardon. 3 5s, a 6, and then a 7 starting clockwise. Not a 7, it's another 6. I know my own game, I swear. All right, so I'm constructing a building. That's going to be a... Oh, don't forget my actuary firm. That's going to be really, really important. Okay, so let's do this again. 4 for the buildings. One, because we're the first, so we can take the E over here. Let's pull that out and put that right over there. Okay, let's try that again. Where did it go? Oh, that's funny. Where did the E go? There it went. TTS! Alright, so we're doing this. Oh, but it's the D that we want. Okay, I'll get this one of these days. Okay. So we got the D blueprint blocker. We're going to put it out here. Flip these over. Oh, nope. Flip them back over and shuffle them. Okay, cool. So we blocked that. So 4, 5, 6, and we're going to use the actuary firm. And that's a 7-story building. Pretty good out of 4. Return these to the bag. And I have a script that now auto-deletes any ultraplastic we drop in the bag. That saves some time. Okay, dial a building. It's at a 7-story building. We're going to go ahead and use just the regular scoreboard this time. Usually I have that scoreboard in the corner, but I didn't get a chance to set that up. So, ooh, do we go for a second actuary firm? I like that. I like having 2 actuary firms. Okay. All right, cool. And now it's our actual honest-to-goodness turn. So I'm going to go, ooh, university is solid. Research firm having a ton of ultraplastic is solid. We could have gone into the city center with that, but it's down to the university or the research firm. Those are both really, really, really good. It's 70 is the score, but there's sort of like a graph. There's like a win, loss, and a critical win and a critical loss is how we set it up. So 70 is the score we're trying to go for. But you'll see that there's these. We finally use these numbers in the blueprints. That's the corruption that we need to beat. And every time we either build or we jump over the build space, we're going to take a random one of these, flip them over, and whatever letter it says, it's going to cover. So hopefully we get to cover this and not this. Because if the 3 is the last one out, then we have to have 3 or fewer corruption. Otherwise, we are in bad shape. All right, so research firm or university. University and actuary firm do not get along that well. They can get along at times, but for the most part they don't. So I'm just gonna go and get the ultraplastic. I could get it from the bag. I'm gonna get it from here because I'd be returning that one to the bag anyway. All right, cool. So we have some ultraplastic. We're in pretty good shape there. We're going to block off the trade spot. We're not using the build spot, so we're just going to block that off, save some more corruption. Now we've got an interesting choice. Do we take the ultraplastic or do we take the 2 floors? Oh, before we continue, we do have someone in here in a build area. So we have flipped a C, so we're going to block off the C blueprint. So that will no longer get an extra floor, and it also means that the end of this round might be a little harsh. We may want to build this really small building over here. So let's keep an eye towards that. I'm going to go take my movement, and I'm going to take the 2 things because I think we need the stuff, which unfortunately says bye-bye to the ultraplastic. Then we landed on this spot, which gives us a random floor. Now we're going to choose a floor. We could block off the 3, or we could grab a blue and take the tallest building, but that's getting risky. Well, our ultraplastic is not our corruption is not really bad, so that may not be a bad thing. Let's go ahead and take a blue. So I'm going to search the bag, pull out a blue. Great. Okay. So now we're going to have yellow block off the casino. That's fine. We're going to have blue block off the trade space. That's fine. And we get to build. That's perfect. All right. So now we're going to build the tallest one. That's going to be the blue we just got. It's going to be a red. It's going to be a purple. It's going to be a black. And it's going to be an ultraplastic. That is the tallest building in the game. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for... being first the blueprint, 7 for matching ultraplastic, and 8 for our actuary firm. That was pretty good. So we're going to return all these to the bag. That's 8, so we're now at 15 points. We're off to a good start. Dial a building. Give us an 8-story floor, please. 8-story building, please. There we go. And where's that going to go? Construction firm isn't that great for us. We could always go to the city center. We have an observation deck. Ooh, that would be a nice move to get 2 buildings. And then we can always do the tax office, which would get us 3 floors. So it's pretty much a random floor and 2 points, or 3 floors and a corruption is what we're looking at. Let's keep quiet with corruption, because we're probably going to get dinged for corruption at the end of the round. So let's get a couple of extra points and draw a floor. Here's our floor. Another gray. And let's get ourselves our 2 extra points. We're still sitting at 2 corruption. That's pretty good. All right, cool. So now we are going to lose these all these bonuses, which is too bad. They're going to go here in the construction debris bag. You can see, if you remember seeing the game we played last time, this mod is a little more polished this time. Okay, so I can do the lobbying firm, which in the solo game isn't much. It just gets us corruption. Loses us corruption. We can lose corruption here or here, but we can lose 2 corruption over here, and that gets us to 0, and that's going to get us some points. So let's just drop all the way over here, lose a couple of corruption, and then we get 1 more build, except we don't have... Yeah, we can't really... I mean, yeah, that's tough. Yeah, so we're just not going to build, and we should be okay. So the other moguls are going to return home as well. And that is the end of the round. So in terms of neighborhood bonuses, I'm going to get 1 point for this building, and I'm going to get a 2nd point for this building. And then I have the tallest building game, so that's 3 points. Then for the special solo bonus, let's see, we're going to fill up 2 more of these, so we're going to get us some points. Oh, that's nice. We are going to get 9 points. That's going to help a lot. This is going to be a pretty cricket score, hopefully. All right, that's pretty sweet. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and set up our 2020 bonuses, I'm sure. Okay, excellent. There are 2020 bonuses along with the 2020 buildings. I'm going to move the camera for the blueprints so we can all follow around. Hey, Levi. Yeah, the board art. Quan Chai just did such a great job with the board art with this. Really, really good stuff. Okay, so we're shuffling this. We're going to try unlocking this and see if we can get it. Okay, that's decent. And then I can just, I'm just going to gizmo it forward. Come on. You can do it. There we go. Excellent. I should just put in a snap point there, shouldn't I? I kind of cheaped out. Instead of putting snap points on all of these on the card, I put them on the table, and that's just cheap. I really should put the snap points on the card and then put a snap point right in the middle, so that will make things a lot easier. And we're also going to get to see the 2030 blueprint over here. All right, so let's see what we got. We got a spire. That's pretty good. Oh, we got to get the buildings out. So we got the blue 7 is out. Another blue 7 is out. A blue 8 is out. It's going to go over here. And then clockwise, it's going to go over here. So we're getting some slightly taller buildings over here that the AI is dumping out. All right, let's look at our floors. What do we got? 2 grain and ultra plastic. We need a lot of purples. Purples are over here. So, well, we can flip over our actuary firms. That's pretty good if we want a nice tall building. We can get a blue and a black. That's good. So that means we would just need a couple of purples. Oh, thank you for the spooky cheers. Anonymous cheer. All right. So if I take the ultra plastic, then I'd be kissing all these goodbye, which is a shame. But I could get the... I've got enough actuary firms. Or do I? I could go whole hog and actuary firms. That would be tough in terms of corruption, but it would mean some pretty tall buildings and some nice building bonuses. All right, and we've got some corruption loss over here. But if I take those, I mean, it means I can take this and still lose some corruption. So ultimately, this is a much safer choice than it normally is. Too bad I don't have media conglomerate. That would have been foresight. Then I could have drawn a couple of extra floors by landing on my own building. But c'est la vie. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and do it. We're going to take the extra floors over here. Come on. You over there, you over there. I'm going to keep the spire over by the metal importer because I think that's going to come in handy. And I landed on my own building. I could take a corruption for a floor, but I don't think I'm going to. And I hope I don't regret that. All right. So we don't really need black, so I don't mind that mogul going there. I don't think I'm going to build an East Gardens again, so I'm totally fine blocking that off. Let's see what we get over here. We have an E. Oh, that's too bad. That's the building we were going for, and the AI just took it from us. Okay. Now, if I get a red, we could go with the fourth building instead. That might be slightly easier to do, but unfortunately, red was all the way back here, so that kind of changes our plans. Well, I don't really need the university. Oh, but if we go over here, I was thinking about going here and getting the purple. But if we do that, then the blue mogul's going to go here and kill the bonus sets. We lose the ultra plastic in that case. I think I would rather get the ultra plastic. So, with no red, but the private contractor, I get to choose a floor and I get to go in the city center. I don't think I'd actually be able to use the power of the observation deck, which would be too bad. Because I would build, what would I build? If I got a red, I couldn't. I really couldn't. I wish I could. No, I'm just going to go get an ultra plastic. Okay, it is decided. I will get an ultra plastic. I will get these floors over here. These are going to go away, back into the bag. This is a new ultra plastic. I'm at a full construction yard, but I'm doing pretty well. Okay, now comes an opportunity where I might take some corruption, because that's going to go over here. And now this guy, do I want to build? No, I'm not going to build. I'm going to drop the yellow mogul over here. That's going to reveal another one of these tiles. Oh, okay. So the A went away. That's pretty good because that means we're going to we're not going to be dinged for corruption too badly. The lowest possible threshold is now 3, so that's slightly better news. All right, we're going to get some corruption. Oh, I can either lose 2 corruption over here, but I don't have any corruption to lose. I may as well just take some corruption right now. Okay, so I'm going to go over there. I'm going to get 2 corruption, and I'm going to take some floors, but I'm out of space, so I'm going to take an extra construction yard. And then we're going to get, there actually is an argument for, there's an argument for taking the red and the black over the ultra plastic, and that is we'll get to use our actuary firm if we take the red, whereas we can't use the actuary firm with the black. But there is a trade spot that we can leverage some corruption into using. And the ultra plastic does give us a ton of flexibility. Makes me wish I built a university though, huh? Because that would have rewarded a lot of ultra plastic. This is a really interesting decision. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with this, strangely enough. I'm going to decline the ultra plastic just because we have actuary firm. All right, so that means blue is going to go cover the casino, and I think I'm going to take another corruption, and I'm going to manipulate yellow into going over here and trading, which would have been where they're going anyway, but now we're going to actually do the trade. And I'm going to trade 2 black for 2 blue, for 2 purple. Right? Is that what I want to do? No. I want to trade 1 black for 1 purple. Yeah. Ooh. See if we... So let's see what we can build, right? We can build the blue, we can build the gray, we can build the red, we can build the black, we can build the ultra plastic. Okay, good. That leaves us with these. And I'm thinking of going into the observation deck and get an extra build out of it, which would be nice, especially if we build the lowest one, which would get us, but we would need a blue and a red in order to do that. I mean, we could use the ultra plastic, but I would love to save it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a corruption and choose 2 floors, because the space lets us do that. And we're going to get that that blue and that red that we need. Okay. So search. Oh, no, that's not. No, we moved over here. We're doing that. Yeah, I should have done that before, shouldn't I? All right. Well, that means we're probably going to have to use an ultra plastic, aren't we? Okay. So what we're going to do then is we're going to just get a red. And we're going to use one of our ultra plastics, most likely. And just learn to live with it. Yeah, because if... Well, we only have enough to build 1. And what's our space situation looking like? Do we have some space? I think we got a little bit of space. If we're okay blocking off that space and not building till the end, that's actually not a terrible position to be in. Because we could go to the theater, or we could go to the... Oh, yeah, let's go to the construction firm. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like going to the construction firm. I think this is a good move. So we have 2 construction yards, so we're going to draw 2 floors. 1 and 2. There's that red we needed. Awesome. Okay. Except that now we have too much red. Yeah, we still going to need to use an ultra plastic, unless we get this trade spot, which is possible. Okay, so we're going to block that off and flip up a new tile. That is a B. Okay, that's good. Well, yeah, it's pretty good. Unfortunately, I think we could have maybe built that one. No, we don't have any purple, so we totally don't care about that getting filled up. All right, cool. So now we can go to the trade spot, and we can get mayor's office or archive. Archive could let us do some really sneaky stuff with the actuary firm. Mayor's office lets us occupy the same spot for a corruption. I really am not crazy about taking that. Well, either way, it's going to be corruption, most likely. Let's do archive, because I know we've got to play with archive. I don't think we're not guaranteed to play with mayor's office. So these are all going to go back in the bag. All right. Do we want to spire? Do we want to take a corruption for a spire? We're at 4 or 6 over here, and we're currently at 4 corruption. So we'd go up to 6 corruption if we took that spire. But I kind of like that play. Let's go ahead and take that spire. Get us a corruption. Now blue's going to block off the 2 corruption spot. Let's go ahead and take away the 1 corruption spot. So we're going to go back down 1 corruption. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And let's see if we can build... Actually, I'd really like to build the 4 here. And that means we won't lose any points here. I really like that play. Oh, but wasn't I going to trade? Have I forgotten to trade? Did I do the trade and just forget? Yeah, I was over... Yeah, I need to trade. I don't think I actually did the trade. Did I? I don't remember. I don't think I did. All right, well, let's get that trade out of the way now. Okay. So I think all we're going to do is we're going to deal... We're going to get rid of a black and we're going to get a purple. And that's all we're going to do. And now we get to lose that corruption. Yeah, this... I think we were going to take a corruption to use this spot, and I just never did. I think that's what happened. So let me go take a corruption. That'll balance it out. Because if I go here and lose a corruption, and then we're going to go build in the city center, which gets us a corruption. Or, oh my god, we can have a really big move. Oh, okay. Okay, let's see if we can do the really big move. We've got red, we've got blue, we've got, sorry, I needed a blue, and we got black. That's going to be one of our buildings. I'm going to see if we can build 3 buildings in one action. That would be incredible. So let's see. We also have an ultra plastic. We have a lot of ultra plastic, so we can probably get away with this. Red. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. This is going to be really, really sweet. That would lose us some points, though. That's the problem. So we need to build the other one first. Okay. All right, I think I know how we're going to do this. Because then if we do... Okay, it's going to take all our ultra plastic, but we're going to get 3 builds in one move. Ready? Here we go. 3 builds in one move. Build number 1, I'm going to spend 2 ultra plastic and a red and a blue. A red and a purple, I mean. Come on. Come on. Red and... Why can't I select things? There we go. Red and a purple to build this one. That's going to be to build this one. Yeah, the C. And that means 6 is the threshold, which I needed. All right, so that's number 1. That is a 5-story building. Yeah, and we're going to keep it 5 stories. And we're going to pop that sucker over here in the private contractor. That's going to get us a corruption. But it's also going to get us a floor. And we get to choose the floor. Nuts. Yeah, it's too late to do that. I've been retconning so many things. I can't retcon this, I don't think. So I think I'm just going to choose... What do we got a lot of next turn? I'm going to choose a blue. Because we're going to need a lot of blues next round. Okay. So now we're going to go in the city center. And we're going to build we're going to build this one over here. So that's going to be a blue, gray, red, black ultra plastic. I think we're going to use the spire for this one. And we're going to use both actuary firms. So that is going to be... I'm going to put that over here. I'm going to put it over here. Oh, nope. Okay, that's good enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for matching the ultra plastic, 7 for being first, 8, 9 for the actuary firms, and we're going to add the spire to it. So it's going to be 9 plus 2 for the spire. Come on. So let's see. So far we've got 9 and 5. That's 14 points. 14 and 29 is like 13 and 30, so that's going to get us to 43 points. We're going to get hit a bit with a corruption penalty at the end, but I think this is worth it. So I said a 9-story building with 1 spire. Outstanding. Okay, so there it is. That's going here in the city center. And now this lets us... build and then discard floors after scoring and draw 5 floors. And I've got them right over here. That's going to be 3 more points that we're going to get. And 5 more floors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. That was a nice, big, eventful final turn. And that's going to give us tallest building, at least tied for the tallest building, which for us is good enough, in East Gardens. So that's going to be 2 for East Gardens. Second tallest in Harborside, so we get 1 in Harborside. Tied for tallest in Downtown, that's good. We don't have anything in Bayside Heights yet, but we do have tallest in City Center. And that is also the tallest building in the game. That gets us 2 more. And do we have second tallest as well? No, second tallest is a 9. And the tallest we have is an 8. Okay, cool. All right, so now corruption. How much corruption do we have? We're at 6. And 6 is where we were last, so we don't lose any points for that. Phew, that was kind of pushing it there. May have cheated slightly, because I didn't totally remember what happened with that. But, hey, you know, I'm the one with the bad memory. So, we're just going to slide this card over. There we go. Ah, come on. Just want to arrange it so it lines up with the snap points. This tells me I really should put snap points on all the cards and just not be a wimp about it. All right. Right, and yellow has to return also. Okay. We are now going to set up the 2030 bonuses. I think I might play another game of this after this. You're going to get 2 games of High Rise here instead of 1. So 2030 bonuses, yes, I'm sure. Here comes all the stuff. All right. And 1 more building. There's the 12. Okay. So let's see what happens. The 5 gets blown up and replaced with a 9. This 5 gets blown up and gets replaced with a 9. Unfortunately, it didn't blow up my 5. Would have been nice to have those extra floors. This 5 gets blown up and gets replaced with a 10. I think there's space over here for another building. Yep, right over there. And what's the shortest? Nope, no one built. Oh, there is 1 short building over here. There's a 6. That's going to go away and get replaced by this building. And then these buildings all go away. So my building with a spire is no longer tallest. Do we happen to have a penthouse out here? Oh, come on. Can I put these in the bag? Oh, TTS. Oh, TTS, come on. This is part of the fun, is just trying to watch me deal with TTS. No. Oh, now it's messing with my corruption. I accidentally selected my corruption. All right. Hey, Lamp, love Ludology, but never been a big Twitch watcher. I have been doing as well as can be expected. If I can get these buildings in this bag, that would be even better. But thank you, Ludology. Emma Scott and I put a lot of work into it, and we really, really appreciate when people listen and enjoy it and get a lot out of it. And Jeff and Ryan just built an amazing, amazing podcast that we're really lucky to be the custodians of. I'm really excited about editing this week's episode. That's going to be a lot of fun. And I hope you're enjoying this stream as I try to play my own game. Though I'm doing, knock on wood, I'm doing pretty well. At this point, I have 56 points, and the threshold is 70. So I'm feeling pretty good here that I might be doing okay. So fingers crossed. We got some nice big blueprints coming up. And we do have a pretty full construction yard, and Ultra Plastic is fairly easy to get here. All right. Oh my gosh, Omari was such a good guest for the Hoop Gods episode. It was really, really great to have him on. And that was a subject that's super interesting. There were a lot of people who were upset that we didn't mention certain games. I mean, certainly I feel like we should have mentioned Subbuteo, and I was a little bummed when I realized we never actually got to mentioning that one. But that's the way it's always going to be. All right, thank you so much. Hope I get lucky here. But yeah, that was a fun episode to record. All right, so I don't think we're really in a crush for red, so we're gonna go over here. We've gotten so lucky with all this stuff. In terms of timing, we always seem to be right up at the point where we can always grab stuff. So, let's see. I definitely want the super high speed elevator. That's gonna help us a lot. I don't think I'm going to land on any of those. I think I'm going to go a little bit past them, and I'm going to go grab the black floor. So we're going to search, and we're going to look for a black floor. Never got media conglomerate, so I don't think I'm going to get... Well, that doesn't really mean anything. I was thinking a shipping firm. So let's get the super high-speed elevator. Oh, and we can use twice with the archive. Well, that was forethought. All right, so I can discard that. I can discard these. Come on, TTS. Just let me have this. All right, discard these. You know, one of these days, we're probably going to want to record another Ludology on Twitch. That would be really, really fun. I would love to do that. We could take a corruption, and we could... Just saying. We could build a building. But I really want the ultraplastic. So I'm not going to do that just yet. So I'm going to just move that over here. Alright. Now blue. I'm going to have to take a corruption and move blue. Because I want this ultraplastic. Oh, there's a penthouse also. I need to decide between the ultraplastic and the penthouse. Because if I can use the penthouse, I can get tallest building. If we can stuff at least two floors into this building, we will have tallest building. So yeah, I took the corruption. Do I need purple more, or do I need blue more? I feel like I need purple more right now, especially if I'm going to get the penthouse. So we're going to go over here. We're going to take the purple. We're not going to take the corruption for the extra floor. Now it puts us into the position to get the bonuses, which we're going to do. We're going to go over here and get the ultraplastic from the research firm. We're going to decline that ultraplastic and resource over here because I feel like we really, really, really need that penthouse. And these can go away over here. And again, it's not a big deal in this mod to drop ultraplastic into the main bag because the script just deletes it. So it's just an easy thing to do. All right, we're in pretty solid shape now. If we could get one more ultraplastic, that would be amazing, but I don't think that's in the cards for us. Oh, and we got to cover up one of these. What are we losing? We are losing D. Where did it go? Ah, it went over there because I had forgotten to lock. I forgot to lock this. Let's try that now. Let's go ahead and lock this now. Come on. Okay, I think we just need to scroll in. You watch as... Yeah, I think this tells us that I really just need to put those snap points in. And now remember to lock this blueprint. Put the D over here. There's an argument outside my apartment building. It's just one of the joys of living in the city, huh? All right. So that all looks good. I got my ultraplastic. Let's take this guy and move him over. Well, guy. Who knows? We don't necessarily know if they're a guy. It's a gender-neutral... piece. These are just going to block these off. I can either take some floors or I can lose 2 corruption. I feel like losing the corruption is going to be really important. Oh, we got to block off another area over here. Oh, no. Okay, well, this was not what I wanted. Partially because we're getting beat to those high floors, and partially because the corruption threshold is going to be super duper low. So I feel like we need to lose the corruption here. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's lose the corruption, drop back to -4. That's going to help us a bit. And then this mogul is going to go over here and block that spot off. And all these are going to go away, which makes me sad. But you gotta break those omelets. Well, gotta break those eggs and make those omelets, I guess. All right. So we've got a casino. We've got a theater. We can go back to the construction firm, and I really like the construction firm here. Or we could get that second ultra plastic. That means we're probably only going to build once. But with the actuary firm out, that might be enough. I know what we're going to do. It might take some corruption, but I have a pretty good handle on what we need to do. We're going to go over here, and we're going to take 2 floors. 1 and 2. Then we're going to move yellow over here and block off the trade spot. I'm fine with that. Now, blue would normally... Oh, I could still do that and not take corruption. Because I'm fine only building one more time, I think. Am I? Like, let's see what we'll have left. We would build this and this. We would build this and this. We would build this, that, and probably a black. So with those, what do we have left? We have 2 black, we have 2 gray, we have purple. If we could trade the 2 black for 2 blue, we could get 2 builds out. So what I could do is I could take a corruption. I could take a corruption and do that trade now and get that second build out of the way. But I just don't want to take that corruption. But it is 5 points, and that's way more than the corruption. Even with the corruption penalty, it would only be 3 points. So, okay, let's go ahead and do that. Let's take the corruption here. Let's trade the 2. Let's take those 2 black floors and turn them into 2 purple floors. Purple? Not purple, blue. I'm getting the right color, I'm just using the wrong term. All right, and we still have enough space to hold all these. No, I think that was a discard. Right? Yeah, that was a discard. No, that wasn't. That was our extra ultra plastic. Okay. So now, and these are still all our floors over here. So now, this guy can go over here. Now we can go grab our ultra plastic. Ooh. Hang on. Let's take another corruption and do our build over here. So we're going to take a corruption, and we're going to build, and we're going to build a smaller one. We're going to go ahead and build that second one. We're going to build the B. So that is going to be 2 blues. That's going to be all the floors over here, really. 2 blues, 2 grays, and a purple. So that is a 5 + 1 6-story building. I'm not going to use the actuary firm just yet. So 6-story building, that's going to get a 6 VP. So we're going to go from 16 to 22. Okay, and let's get ourselves a 6-story building. All right, the 6-story building can go in the suburbs, or we can take a corruption. Oh, the only place it can go is here. Do I have that extra ultra plastic? I did not yet get it. I was going to get it on my next move. I think this is just going to go in the suburbs, the 6-story building. Because I don't want to take that extra corruption. It's probably not going to be worth the extra points. It's really not tall enough. I just wanted that extra points. Okay, cool. That goes in the suburbs. And that was the B blueprint that we built. All right. So now we're going to take that ultra plastic, and now we can make a really freaking tall building. Ooh. Can I get that spire for a corruption? Or a high-speed elevator? A high-speed elevator will probably be slightly more useful than the spire. Though it would give us... We'd have the 2 tallest buildings in the game. That would be pretty nice. If we got the spire. But I have the feeling that... Oh, also, I just realized we're not going to be able to use this penthouse over here if we go ahead with the plan that I have. That's okay, because we're going to build a taller building, so we don't use the penthouse. Slightly wasted move. Okay, I will take a corruption, and I will dead-end this mogul to move over here. And then I'm going to take this... We could get a spire anyway. I want to lose some corruption, though. Yeah, I got to lose some corruption. Okay, so here's how we're going to do it. We're going to just go all the way out, I think. Because I think that's our best case scenario. That's going to lose 2 corruption. We're going to take the high-speed elevator. Everything else here goes away. We're not going to take the spire as much as I wanted it. All right, and now we're going to make our last build. And that's going to be the biggest building. We're going to match it exactly. Oh, we do have 1 floor left over. That's amazing. And if we build something that gives floors, we can do that plan anyway. Okay, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 1 corruption is going to make it 11. So that's going to be an 11-story building. And if we put it... If we put it here, we would have a 13. And that would be a 12. Well, this is a decision here. We can't lose corruption, unfortunately. There's no place we can put it where we can we can't legally put it anywhere to lose corruption, just because the way these tiles came out. We're going to get a little bit hammered with corruption at the end, but the question is, will it be worth it? I think instead of taking the corruption, I think it's perfectly fine if we tie for second. So I'm going to turn this 11 into an 11 with a spire. There we go. And then these can all go away. Because I built on the metal importer, which gives us a spire that we can immediately put into that building. Okay, so we have our 11-story building. That's going to get us 11 points. That gets us from 22 to 33, well, really from 77 to 88. Okay. So that's good, and now we get to use all our cards here. So we have an 11-story building. The high-speed elevator will get us 4 bonus points. So that's going to take us from 33 to 37. Then we're going to use the super high-speed elevator, and that's 11. That's going to be 6, and we're going to take some corruption and duplicate it with the archive. So that's going to be 12 more points, which is going to get us up to 9. We are now at 89 points. I'm going to flip over our little dealie. This is, I think, the best I've ever done at the solo mode of this game. And now we're going to use our penthouse. Drop this in here. And now our 9 with a spire is going to turn into a 10 with a spire and tie for second. So 9 with a spire is going to turn into a 10 with a spire. All right. All right, we're going to get just nailed with corruption at the end of the game. We have to shuffle these. And let's see how clobbered with corruption we're going to get. I hope this says A. Yes, that says A. Okay, that's great. We are in really good shape now. So this goes away. This goes away. Endgame tallest building. We're going to get 2 points for East Gardens. We're going to get 1 point for Harborside. We're going to get 2 points for downtown. We're going to get 3 points for Bayside Heights. And we're going to get 3 points for City Center. We have the tallest building in the game. We have a 13. So that's going to get us 3 points. We also have the second tallest building in the game. That's going to get us 2 points. But we do not have the third tallest building in the game. I'm totally fine with that. We have nothing left in our construction yard, so we don't get any points for that. The corruption threshold is 3, and we're 4 spaces ahead. So we're going to lose 12 points. Brings us down to 13. And then we're going to lose 9 more points. 13 minus 9 is 4. We finish with 84 points. That's really good. That is the best I've ever done. Let's see what the rule book says. What did we write for 84 points? I barely even remember it. It's been so long. It's right over here. There it is. Just past it. Yes, we got a critical win. We own this city at 84 points. Just like the song. All right, and that is this first play of High Rise. Now we're going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and play this a second time. Do you think we can beat 84 points? That seems like a lot, but it's going to be worth a shot. So let's go ahead and restart this game. This mod is not yet available in the store, by the way, if you're wondering. So standard game and start. All right, let's see what we have now. We are going to be, I think now we're player number 1. So we don't have the extra spot. That really helped. Having that extra spot really helped us last game, I think. Let's see what tenants came out this game. So we have our good friend, the shipping firm. That's always fun. We have the actuary firm again. We really used that to good effect last time. We have a .com. We have a research firm again. That's always useful. Banquet hall. That's only going to give us a choice, so we're probably not going to use that too much. Private contractor, just like last time. So we have some overlap with the last game. Analytics firm is going to be really nice. That's a nice way to get into city center. We got the theater again. And we have a construction firm. So a lot of the same stuff, just happenstance. Cable News Channel came out again. But this one came out on the first one. So that means it's really possible we can lose corruption by constructing, which is nice. And then an electronics manufacturer. So we do have a possibility of getting high-speed elevators. Oh, and now we could lose corruption by doing City Hall. Tax office, which we didn't use last time. And then Colossus. Okay, so we got some nice stuff here. All right. So let's look at the blueprint. We've got... Oh, we got to get the buildings out. Right. Starting buildings. So you go over here. You go over here. You're going to go over here. You're going to go over here. And you're going to go over here. All right. So those are the buildings that are coming out. We have access to early ultraplastic. We start with a red floor. We could probably get a gray floor. I'd rather jump ahead, to be honest. Oh, what happened here? Where did the actuary... Where did any of these... Oh, those are the cards. Oh, I was like, where did the cards go? And I was looking at the cards, thinking they were the tiles. Oh, the cards are there. Okay. I'm thinking I might do Action Reaffirm again. That helped us a lot last time. So let's take an Action Reaffirm card. Now, do we want the floors or do we want the Ultra Plastic? I kind of want the Ultra Plastic. Floors can go away. All right. That means blue's going to go over here. I'm fine with that. That means yellow's going to go over here. I'm fine with that as well. Now, let's get a ton of Ultra Plastic, I think. Yeah, I'm going to get a ton of Ultra Plastic. That's going to be super useful. So we're going to go get this, and technically the Ultra Plastic gets returned and we draw an Ultra Plastic, so I'm just going to take the Ultra Plastic and put it over there. Okay, excellent. I don't really want to trade just yet, so you're going to go over here, you're going to go over here, and I think we're going to get just a little more. Oh, do we want to take a lot of corruption? Here comes the first really big decision in the game. Yeah, I think I want to take some corruption here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over here. I'm going to take these. And now I'm going to get an extra construction yard. And it's so early, we're going to get our first corruption of the game. We're going to get 3 corruption. But we are also going to draw a random floor. There's our gray. And now we're going to choose a floor. We're going to choose purple. Pretty nice. Okay, so blue's going to go over here. I'm fine with that. Yellow's going to go. Oh, and these have to go away. In the bag you go. And that's going to go away. And now I'm going to go ahead and make my first build. So we're going to build the tallest one. It's going to be a blue. I can lock that. A blue, a gray, a red, a purple, and an Ultra Plastic. So that is going to be 5 stories. We're first to it, so that's going to be 6. We're matching Ultra Plastic, that's 7. And the Action Reaffirm is going to make 8. And we flip that over. Okay, so all these go away. Let's dial up an 8-story building. Where is that sucker going? I'm going to get 8 points out of that also. Don't forget that. It's either going to be a construction firm or a theater. The 2 points is nice, and drawing the 2 floors is also nice. I'm going to choose drawing the 2 floors. 1 and 2. Oh, we should have blocked off 2 of these. Okay, let's see if that messes with our plans. Are we going to draw E at all? That is, that's the first one we drew. And here's the second one. Well, at least we get an A, and now we have to draw a third one. No, we don't. We don't have to draw a third one. Okay. Because we're not going to know about that until afterwards. Now, do we want to take some corruption and try to engineer taking a couple of extra floors? It would be 2 corruption if we did that. That just seems a little steep to me. But on the other hand, it could get us to construct 1 more time. Oh, just 2 corruption is a lot. I think we're going to do it. Okay, so let's move up 2 corruption. 1, 2. And we're going to move you here and get an Ultra Plastic. And we're going to move... Oh, that would give us 2 corruption, though. Now, I'm good with just the 1 corruption. We got the Ultra Plastic. Let's not get greedy. I think I may have cheated with that one last time. So the 84 is an asterisk. Gil, does that mean it should be 7 instead of 8 floors if E was covered? Oh, that's right. Thank you for keeping me honest. That gets me 1 fewer point. I totally missed that. I'll blame it on having my air conditioner off so that people can hear me. So one of the hardest things I found is actually playing your own game and getting the rules right on a stream. I remember the first time I did a live stream of a Solo Networks game. This was before Twitch. It was just like me filming myself with my iPhone. And I got so many rules wrong. It's like surprisingly hard. So that was a really weird thing to discover, is how hard it is to play your own game. Alright, so this is going to go over here and block this area off, and I think I'm going to go ahead and lose some corruption. And that means we're going to draw 2 more of these tiles to figure out what we're doing over here, unless I can construct a building. No. And I'm going to be super greedy about my ultraplastic, I think. I think I'm going to hoard it and carry it all to next turn. I don't have a lot of points, but that's okay. I've got a lot of ultraplastic, and that's... And I don't have a lot of corruption either, so I'm just going to hold on to it. There's a lot of stuff on the board I'm declining, so that may not be a great play. But we are going to get a bonus point from our building over here. We are... oh, what's the threshold? That is a C. That is a D. The threshold is 4. We're at 2, so we're going to get 2 points for being 2 under the threshold. That's good. I can get rid of all these. Now I'm going to slide that blueprint over. And I'm going to flip this blueprint over. And lock it. And that one's locked already. That's good. Okay, cool. Let's set up our 2020 bonuses. All right. You know, I really enjoy tabletop simulator scripting, I have to say. I hit a point in my day job when I was working a day job years ago where I really burnt out on programming, and TTS has really sort of rekindled the joy of programming. Part of it is it's like I've given myself permission to write somewhat sloppy code at times. It's not always sloppy, and sometimes I usually try to go for best practices, but if something needs to get done, I just do it. And there's a release in being like, no, I'm going to write some crappy code now. It's totally okay. Like with the way those bags come out, there's a better way to do it, I'm sure, because I'm cloning each building, and the problem is that it's a synchronous process because there's only one of each building there, and the cloning process does take some time. But it works, you know, and I'm happy with the fact that it works. And if this loses me a job interview in the future, so be it. I don't plan on working a day job anyway. All right, so for me right now, there is no reason to visit any of these spots, just because I can get a lot of that stuff over here. I would probably want to get at least one of these. We could do our actuary firm trick from last turn, because getting us multiple actuary firms really lets us... Kat says that she hasn't done that much coding before, but she always gets exciting that she can deal out a row of cards or small tasks like that. It feels so good when you take something that's like a really annoying task and you automate the heck out of it. It just feels so good. So I'm going to go and we're going to do that actuary firm trick again, just because it's available to us and I like playing the game that way. So that's going to go over here, and that gets us yet another ultraplastic. We can make a building entirely out of ultraplastic if we wanted. So these are going to go away. And we're going to lose that first building spot. I think I'm okay with that. I got to silence my watch. I'm getting a lot of buzzes here. On for 1 more hour. Yeah, I'm just going to be playing this, and then that'll be it, I think. So we're going to cover this. We're going to cover this. Going to flip that over. Shuffle it. What do we got? A. Okay, that's good. Always good to see that. That's the lowest threshold blocked, which is important. All right. We can get even more ultraplastic. It's almost kind of silly how much ultraplastic I've gotten this game. I almost feel like it would be a better move at this point to do the banquet hall and or we could go to the city center. Which one do we... I think this is the tax office? Yeah, I think the city center may not be a bad move at this point. Because we can spend one of our extra ultraplastics, but we wouldn't use our actuary firm. And now that we have... I forgot to take the second actuary firm. There we go. Now that we have 2 actuary firm cards, we can actually use them. We can actuary use them. Sorry, that was really bad. That was a really terrible joke. Yeah, because this much ultra plastic does not dovetail that well. I'm getting an ultra plastic anyway for doing that jump. So I'd almost rather do it this way. I'm going to take the banquet hall. The building I said that I wasn't going to jump on. It turns out we're going to jump on. And we're going to choose a purple. All right, we have a pretty busy construction yard right now. We can make a really nice tall building. Now, the question is, do we take a corruption and put it in Harborside? If we do that, we get a private contractor, and that would let us build in the city center and get some more. That is a pretty sweet move. It would be 2 corruption if we did that. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. So we're going to let yellow move over here as normal. We're going to take a corruption to take over blue's move. So that's 1 corruption we're going to add. We don't have a great deal of corruption right now, which is famous last words. So I'm going to use blue over here to construct. And we're going to build, let's go ahead and build that tallest one right now. So that's going to be gray, gray, red, purple, black, and ultra plastic. Okay, that's very good. That is going to get us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for matching ultra plastic, 8 for being first the blueprint, 9 for 1 actuary firm. Do we want 2 actuary firms? I think the answer is yes. We want 2 actuary firms. That's going to be a 10-story building and 1 corruption. So let's dial up a 10-story building. That's going to give us 10 VP. It doubles our score, brings us all the way up to 20. And we're going to put that right over here in Harborside to the private contractor. So we're going to get another corruption. I'm actually going to choose, oh, we got to take one of these E's out. Easy E. Okay. And now I think we're going to build the shortest building here. So I'm going to choose a purple. I'll just take it from the ones that I did. And now I'm going to spend a red. Yeah, a red, a purple, and an ultra plastic as a blue to get a meager tiny 3-story building. 1, 2, 3. And that's just going to get us a 3. That building is going to get blown up pretty quick, but it's going to get us a couple of floors when it does get blown up. And I'm fine. And I'm going to draw and gain 3 floors. So let's take all these floors, plop them in the bag. And now 1, 2, 3. All right. That was a pretty good deal. So we got some corruption there. But what we can do now is we can lose 2 corruption over here. That's pretty nice. Now yellow's going to move over here and get rid of these 2 bonuses. But because they only lose 1 corruption, I was happier getting the 2 corruption. Now let's see what we got. We can construct anywhere and don't gain corruption. We can gain 2 VP and draw once, or we can draw twice. I really like drawing twice. Even, I mean, the points are nice. But I'd rather, yeah, let's draw twice. I'd rather go with the odds over here. So 1 and 2. Okay, so we just need a black and we can do this 4th one, except that we can use one of our ultra plastics for that. Blue's going to go over here. I don't think we want to force a build, because we only have 1 more build, so I don't think we need to take corruption for that. And that is the B that's gone. Okay, good. That's really good news for us. The threshold is 4. We're under that for now. That's pretty good. We've got a penthouse and a spire. Penthouse really helped us last turn, but I think I'm going to go for a spire right now, because that's going to fit right in very nicely with the building that we're making. that trade spot's looking pretty juicy. So let's go get that spire. We kiss these cards goodbye. And we're going to trade. So we're going to get rid of... yeah, let's get rid of a purple. And we're going to get a black instead. And we're not going to take corruption to choose. All right, so blue goes out. Yellow goes out. Sorry, blue goes over here. Yellow goes out. Red, now we're going to go out. We're going to lose a corruption. All right, so let's go ahead and build that fourth building. That's going to be a blue. It's going to be a red. It's going to be a purple. It's going to be a black. And it's going to be an ultra plastic. All right, so that is 5. Plus 1 is 6. Plus 1, that's for the ultra plastic is 6. For being first is 7. So that's going to be a 7-story building. And we're going to use, should we use our spire? I feel like we're going to need our spire next round, so we're not going to use our spire. So let's just get the 7-story building. All right, there's our 7-story building. Now we can lose some corruption over here. I kind of like that. Like, let's keep our corruption low for now. Okay, so 7, that's going to get us to 29. We still have our spire in our back pocket. As much as the spire can fit in a back pocket. All right, so let's see what our tallest building bonuses look like. We don't get anything here. We have tallest in Harborside. That gets us 2. We have, looks like second tallest in downtown, so that gets us 1. We have second tallest in Bayside Heights. That gets us 1. We're certainly not the tallest in City Center. We have the tallest building in the game in the 10. That gets us 2. I'm glad that survived. And then the 9 is second tallest. All right, cool. So now let's see how we're doing for the corruption threshold. That's the D. Okay, that's really good. No, it's not that good. Sorry. We're going to get 3 points for being under the corruption threshold. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's still pretty good. All right, we're not in as, like, I think last game we were well over 40 at this point. But this game we're stashing ultra plastic like crazy. We still have 3 ultra plastic in our back pocket. We need to construct at least 2 buildings this round, I think, to have a reasonable shot at the 70. All right, so I'm going to get rid of all that. Everybody watching, thank you so much for dropping by. I do have the Suburbs, which is the expansion to this game that will be in the next Kickstarter. I do have that loaded in TTS, but I'm not going to show it just yet. I feel like it's not quite ready to be shown in public, but when it is, it's going to be really good, I think. Just make sure that, yeah, that drops okay. Cool. All right, let's just move that over here. Move this over here. Flip it, shuffle it. Great. All right, and now set up the 2030 bonuses. Hit me. Oh, we got double spires over here. Got a penthouse. We got high-speed elevators here and here. And what do we have over here? Lose a corruption and a couple of floors. Okay. So we got some interesting stuff. Let's see what buildings go away. We're going to get a couple of floors for building a low building, which is a nice little tactic you can do in a solo game. 5's going to go away, get replaced by a 9. This 5 is going to go away, get replaced by a 10. Move these buildings over. These 2 really tall ones. The 11's going to go in Bayside Heights, and it's going to replace the 6 over here. Goodbye. And now our dinky little 3 is going to go away and get replaced by this 12 over here, which is going to get us 2 floors. And that's a nice way to start the round. And This is the problem I was having before. I was just not able to drop things in bags. Must be a medical condition or something. All right, so... Oh, this lines up perfectly. Yellow goes over here. Now, do we get the high-speed elevator, or do we get the floors? I kind of want the high-speed elevator. I think we can do some cool stuff with that. Yeah. And that lets us go to... Do we get one more actuary firm? Yeah, I feel like that lets us compete. We're going to get an elevator, because I think that's going to be a good way to compete in terms of points. I really like to do that. These all go over here. We got our extra actuary firm. We haven't used the... We have 3 actuary firms. Not sure I want an actuary firm then. How are we doing with corruption? We're doing really well with corruption, so maybe we do. Yeah, let's stick with the actuary firm, considering how little corruption we have right now. So I'm okay with these going here and here, and now we're going to get... Let's do what we did last turn. Yeah, we're going to get another high-speed elevator. These will go back in the bag. These are going to get discarded in this bag. And now we're going to choose a floor. Let's see. And we can take a corruption to choose another floor. Let's go ahead and take that corruption. And we're going to take 2 grays, I think. There's a gray. There's another gray. Sweet. All right, this is good. I like this a lot. You go here, you go here. So you can get in these nice little rhythms in the solo game. If you have the other 2 always going before you, and then you can always suck up those bonuses, which is nice. I think we need to go for a spire this time around. For the 2, we now have 3 spires, so we're going to make an absurdly tall building, which is always fun. Gotta say no to the penthouse, but I think we're going to be a little floor limited. Speaking of floors, we're going to draw a random floor. Okay. We're going to choose a floor. We're going to choose a red floor. I forgot to block off the bonuses, the spots down here. So let's go ahead and do that now. There's a D. That fell over here. And then there's a C that's going to go over there. Okay, cool. And our choice is still available, which is nice. We got lucky there. So blue is going to block this spot off. Yellow's going to block this spot off. We're going to build a really, really immensely tall building this time. Unfortunately, the analytics firm is covered. I would have wanted to use that. All right. Well, let's go ahead and do it. Gray, gray, red, red, purple, ultra plastic, ultra plastic. This is going to be pretty wild. So that is the E that we're going to cover. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's 2 corruption for us. We're going to use all 3 of our spires. So 13 and 3 spires. I think we've got tallest building this game. So 13, 3 spires. There we go. That looks pretty healthy. Oh, and we can blow up the Colossus in the city center, and that's going to get us a ton of points. Yeah, I think this is just going to be a points grab here. So we're going to go up to 11. That's really 51 that we're getting. We're going to blow up this building because it's the shortest in city center. That's going to give us another corruption. we're going to go over here, and we're going to immediately score the tallest building bonus for endgame in any neighborhood. Obviously, we'll choose city center. That's going to get us 3 more points. And now we're going to use our elevators. So we're going to score 1 for every 3 floors in our building. We're going to use both of them, so that's going to be a corruption. But that's also going to get us, let's see, 5 points times 2. It's going to get us 10 more points. So that brings us from 14 to 24. The multi-elevator strategy is always interesting. You know, you save up your elevators and then you really go whole hog on a building. That's pretty nice. That is a red 19 stories. That's the highest I've built in a long time. So that's pretty sweet. Nice to admire it, right? I wish I could get the spires to sit on each other a little bit better, but I was having trouble with that in the script. Okay, I'm so happy about that. I'm totally fine with blue taking these. And I'm totally fine with yellow taking that. Because I think we're just going to go out. We're going to lose 2 corruption. That gets us down to -4. And let's see what we can build. These all have to go away. I don't know if we can build anything. Yeah, we only have 3 floors, and the minimum is 4. There's no way we can get floors, so maybe we went out a little too soon. That's okay. We lost some corruption. Let's see how this shakes out. These 2 are going to go away. All right. And we can get rid of that 6. So, East Gardens we don't score in. Harborside we have the tallest building. That's going to get us 3. Downtown we have the 3rd tallest building. That's going to get us 1. Bayside Heights we have the 3rd tallest. That's going to get us 1. City Center, yeah, I think we have the tallest. That's going to get us 3. 3 more for the tallest in the game. I don't think we have 2nd place because 12 and then 11, and those are both computer-owned buildings, so to speak. All right. Let's see what we get over here. B. That's too bad. We are going to lose 1, 2, 3, 9 points. So we're going to go from 35 to 26. Okay, and now corruption. Actually, we're going to get points for leftover floors over here. That's going to get us 1. And now in terms of corruption, we're going to lose 4 more. 27 down to 23. We finished with 63 points. Not quite. So we almost made it, and we did a really tall building, but it just wasn't quite enough. So let's see. 63 is a loss. My building incomes barely pay our bills, and we need to work harder to get the tabloids' attention. Oh, man. Well, we had 1 critical win and 1 loss. I'm happy calling that an average win over here. That was 2 quick games of solo high-rise. It's still quite cool, and I'm hoping that I can make it sing even more with the Suburbs expansion, which is going to be coming up very soon on Kickstarter. So that's about all we have for us. The tabloids were not impressed by the super tall building. I would think that they would. I mean, look at this thing. You know? 19 stories. But nope, tabloids didn't like it. Alright, so that's about all the time we have. I'm going to go eat some chocolate now and work on some stuff that may or may not be high-rise related. I hope everybody here had a good time watching me play my own game over here. Yeah, Chopper Dan, this the solo mode's actually quite hard. You know, getting over 80 is really, really tricky, and I'm really surprised that I was able to do that the first game. So yeah, don't feel bad if you're scoring like 60s or so. I intended for the solo mode to be challenging to win, but hopefully not frustrating. Like we did that last game, we could still do cool stuff. Sometimes that gives you the win, sometimes it doesn't. We kind of needed to be a little more efficient. If we'd gotten that one more build out, we probably could have gotten away with it. But especially if we could have built something. Like what I wanted to do, what was rattling around in my head that we just couldn't do, would be to replace the 7 over here with something else, the lobbying firm. And I would have needed at least an 8 to do that. But if we could have done that, I would have lost some more corruption. So that would have been really, really good. We would have lost corruption on our own. I'm sorry, lost VP on our own. But sometimes for this particular building in the solo game, that's actually not a bad trade-off. Because we're in a position where we were losing 3 corruption. The fact that we lost 9 corruption, and we were 7 points from winning, I think is a factor also. I got a little too greedy making this one tall building. I needed to spread it out just a little bit more. But hey, it was super fun. So next week, I'm going to be back to Thursdays. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be streaming next week. We're going to figure it out then. But probably the week after that, we'll be back to High Rise because I want to focus on it because of the Kickstarter, obviously, coming up. Kickstarter coming up on October 6th. Which is really exciting. So again, thank you everyone so much for dropping by and watching. This is always fun, hanging out and doing this. Even if it's just me playing my own game, I usually get a lot out of it. All right, folks, have a great evening. Till next time, bye.